Well, on today's adventure, I'm about 3 hours from home, picking up this gem. Not sure what I bought, but it's got a 12 valve anyways. And no gauges. I've never even moved it yet. Oh yeah. Well, it moves. That intake's super loud. Okay, there she makes the boost. Felt like the engine brake was on for a minute. But I'm gonna probably have to find something to cover them holes up. Yeah, well, we're gonna get out of town and hopefully, anyways, see how this thing drives. But it sounds like the engine brake's on. So, see what I can do about that. Wow, this isn't good. I believe it is the exhaust brake. Well, you gotta bump that. If that's exhaust brake or not. That sounds really bad. Real bad. Huh. Well, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm going to take the exhaust brake out of it and see. I don't think it. Damn. Well, we're gonna have trouble making it home before dark. I know that. Back out in Saskatchewan again. Got the truck loaded up. That's such a shame I couldn't drive it. But what do? You can't win them all. I've gotten lucky many times doing this stuff. But yeah, this is I'm gonna throw my remote lights on it. because I got one signal that doesn't work. I think it's the left. I can't remember. But yeah, she's kind of a fat one. She barely fit on the trailer. Front tires just fit between the fenders and the rears. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm gonna throw them lights on and we got a 3-hour drive home. Perfect, got the truck home. Winching it in the garage and we're just gonna try and pull the back end over with the Raptor. Give a little tug. No 4-wheel drive or what? There's a locker too if you pull this thing out. It locks the rear end. But pull the knob out. It doesn't work?
Do I push it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, step on it again. Let's see if the front was actually spinning. Oh, lovely. What a pile of crap. Oh yeah, it's in 4. Okay, you're gonna have to just back up a little bit and just hit it with a little bit. That's probably good. Yeah, do it again. Yeah. A little more. Here, do one more. Yeah. Maybe one more. Okay. That's good. Thank you. There, should be able to get a straight enough shot into the garage now. I'm gonna have to swap these front tires though. She's never gonna fit. Put these little stalkers on it. Give that a whirl. This thing like doesn't really fit in our garage. We put small tires on the front and deflate them and it just cleared the roof. But the deck kind of doesn't fit. And the rear tires I don't think are going to clear. So you're gonna have to cut her. I'll come over there and turn it. Well, we got it in the garage. I put the big wheels back on it. I'm hoping to get my light under the hood. Have it sit more level, but that didn't work. But trying to figure out what happened to it. I didn't show in the video. I showed the knocking noise it was making, and but I didn't. I tried to drive it back to the guy's house that I bought it from, and it about a block away from his house, it quit on me and it wouldn't restart, and I haven't got it to start yet. So I was suspect that initially I thought bad injector, but when that happened, I was thinking pump timing slipped. It's real common on these 12 valves. If you don't clean the gear when you slide it on the shaft, that it can slide, because there's no key on these P pumps. So, and then when I started digging into it tonight, somebody was messing with the timing because they broke that piece off. So if you're going to time a 12 valve, underneath the pump in the back of this cover, there's supposed to be, I say supposed to be because this one's missing. So it's a good thing we didn't drive too far. It would have just been spewing oil out that hole. But it's just an open hole right now. But there's supposed to be like a plastic push pin. And you rotate the motor around. Easiest way to get it close so you're not sitting there forever is wait till both your valves close on your number one. And then rotate it before your exhaust opens. Or rotate, yeah. Once they're both closed, then just rotate it for a little bit and then try that pin, because it'll be on that rotation that top dead center is. So, yeah. So I just used a screwdriver because the pin is completely missing. And then there's a cover on the side of your injection pump. This is the cover. This sits inside the cover. Normally it'll be sitting like that. You pull the cover off, you pull this out, and you turn this around, and this should slide in, and then it should be slide into a slot that goes lengthways of the vehicle, and it'll slide in and lock in there. And when you lock that in, that's the factory timing. If you have the pump there at that slot, and then the push pin in on the backside, that's your 0 setting or factory setting. I'm not sure what degree it's actually at. It's got to be advanced some, but it's just not enough. If you have injectors and a fuel plate and stuff, you need to usually turn them up to like 18 to 25 degrees. So since this is broke, you can tell somebody's timed it before, but I've got the engine at 0, and I can't put that in. So the pump is not in the correct spot. So I'm not sure where the pump's at, but it ain't right. Unless it's cranked way up. But this thing doesn't have any injectors or fuel plate or anything in it. It's to bone stock. So, but look at when I pulled the valve covers off. Like, this thing is spotless inside. It is like a new engine, but better in there. So that's a good sign. And when I was turning it over to find top dead, everything was moving, but I didn't look at number 6. And look, hey, look at that. Number 6. There's my knocking noise. Mangled the push rod. Everything else is fine. Huh. Okay. So, well, that's not good. So that wasn't opening that exhaust valve, apparently. So I'm going to pop that off. And replace that push rod. So that's That's that thudding sound that I heard. Yeah, well, we found something. Can I get that pedestal off? Nope. Got to remove that stud. So you see these? This is actually a head stud. So I got to take that head stud out. Remove that pedestal. Pull that push rod out. But so that's not the reason why this isn't starting though. It would still run with that. So I'm still thinking it's pump timing. It's really hard to see inside that hole to see if that slot is showing or not. So I'll keep messing with this, but well, we'll kind of look over the truck, I guess. So like some stuff was done nicely. They built the battery box pretty good. The intake wasn't even here. That's just an air box I grabbed off one of my trucks. But like a lot of stuff's hooked up. The wipers are hooked up. Headlight are hooked up, I think, but they don't work for some reason. There's something wrong. There's these banks here. A bunch of relays. Yeah, it's got fancy HID headlights in it. But they won't turn on with the switch. I'm not sure what's going on. Haven't really looked into that. I was more concerned about it running. So, and I don't know if you can see. Oh, there you can see it on camera. One nice paint run. Beautiful paint job. But, and these mirrors, they played it in the vent windows. Put these mirrors on. So that's not gonna stay like that. Somebody close by has a set of the same factory tow mirrors in chrome for one of these trucks. But yeah, it's all brand new sheet metal. New cab corners, new rockers, new doors, new fenders, new hood that they buckled. You know, put a new hood on, paint it, and then don't lube the hood hinges, brack them. But it's got a rear seat out of a Lariat Super Duty in it. It's actually pretty decent in here. But they butchered the friggin' cab to make the seat work. Like they cut these go through the floor. Like they just, it's a mess. But I don't know. Look at the floor mat. Oh yeah, they patched in some. Well, maybe original floorboard, and they just made a patch for this piece. This is where they tend to go first. But yeah, all new seals. There's the window seals are here, and then it's got this. It's a Highliner headliner. It's kind of cool. Has all the speakers in it, and a switchboard up there, and a light. It's kind of neat. Worth a bit of money. Brand new wood steering wheel. Must have liked his Budweisers. It's got a Budweiser shift knob and a tap lever on the four-wheel drive. And then the gauges, it's got all auto meter gauges. They seem to be hooked up, but the only thing that works is a voltmeter. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I haven't figured out any of the wiring yet, but the heater's working. Has a brand new Boss doubled in DVD player that they hacked in here. Move this up to make room for it. So that's all hacked up. So now a factory bezel doesn't fit. So I'm probably going to take that out. Just put a normal size deck in there, move this back down so a factory bezel will still work. But brand new dash mat. It's got brand new door panels. It's got 2 grills. A bumper that's not bad. Too bad they cut these holes in it for pod lights. But then it's got dual CB antenna whips. We had to take them down to get in the garage, but it's got pod lights in the headache rack. There's pod lights under there. There's all these LEDs. Brand new toolboxes. Yeah, just needs a bunch of finishing work. Like, I gotta put the fuel filler neck. That's gotta be routed and put in. I don't know where I'm gonna put that yet. Now that this box is here, that kind of ruins that, but I'd like to put the cap here or something where it is on my 95. We'll see what I do with that. And yeah, not much else to show. It's a super cool truck. Very cool. The deck, I think, is like 10 feet long. I never measured it yet, though. I should have a measuring tape there. But yeah, here's 2 measuring tapes. Yeah, the deck is just over 10 feet. So it's long. This is on extended cab long box chassis. So it's the exact same wheelbase as my crew cab Dodge dually. I kind of hated these rims at first, but I don't anymore. I think they're actually pretty cool. It's mean looking with them, that's for sure. It's got a crazy offset. These rims, I don't know if I showed this yet. The inner wheel is like the same offset as a regular wheel, and then the outer dual is like a super offset. So that pulls it away from the leaf springs and then spreads them apart. Because these are 35-12.5s on the back, and then it has 35-11.5s on the front. It's kind of strange. I don't know why you wouldn't just do 12.5s all around, but yeah, they're 1150s. But brand new rims and tires, brand new lift kit, new tie rods, wheel bearings, all new brakes. Like, somebody did a lot of work to this truck and then just didn't finish the last 10%. So, not sure what the story was, because the guy I bought it from didn't build it. It was built by somebody else, and that guy bought it just the way it is. He never did anything with it. So yeah, that's the story with this thing. So let's change that push rod. I guess I'll steal one out of my other 12 valve. Oh, yeah. I'll pull it out of my other 12 valve that I'm rebuilding. So because I don't think these 24 valves are the same. Not sure if the push rods are different. I have no idea. So I'm gonna go grab that and throw that in, and maybe I'll get Michelle to come out and crank it over for me while I watch. Yeah, what would have made it bend the push rod? Hopefully it didn't bend the valve. That wouldn't be good. Oh, maybe I can turn it over and relieve that to get it out without. Yeah, I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, my poor parts truck here. I just keep robbing stuff from this poor thing. so I might as well just pull the front one. It's easiest. Yeah, this motor needs a rebuild. Oh, great. That's a goofy 12-point Dewey. Okay, well. Whoa, I thought this was 550. Yeah, that should come free, but yeah, I'll go find. That's probably a 10 mil, 12-point. I'll be back. Let's see. Will the old one do it? Nah. They're pretty tight apparently. You gotta switch to the big dog. Oh, stud wanted to spin out. Okay, we're just going to take that apart. Oh, even this engine looks good inside. That's surprising. This motor has like well over 500,000 miles on it. Okay, let's just zip that back together. And it's tired. It's got massive blow by. And as you can see, I've been stealing parts off of it. Stole the turbo off of it. Stole the injection pump off of it. It was running until then. But blew up the turbo on my 95. Geez, I should almost throw these valve covers on that truck too. They'd look good on it. But yeah. My 95 needed an injection pump. So I stole the one off this and then drove it for a bit and then it blew the turbo. So I stole the turbo off of that. Let's throw this push rod in. And we'll see if that fixes it. Should probably pull another one just to double check, but I'm not going to. Yeah, it's going in the tappet nicely. I did whack on the valve. That's the sound of a moving valve. So, valve's moving. That's push rod. The whole cup's gone. So let's throw that in. Then we'll rotate it and see if it's moving properly now. Okay, new push rod's in. Oh, I wish I could crank it and see. I can't quite see number 6 though. So that was only part of the problem, I guess. That was a weird knocking noise though. So now, does it still need pump timing? Oh look, stopped right where number one's almost the top dead center, so a little past. So we'll back that up, find that, verify this pump timing, and then hopefully it'll start. But yeah, that is a goofy problem. I betcha it was assembled wrong. That's literally like the only way you could do that, is they put it together and you got to have them both. I hold down on the push rod end of these, make sure they're both in the sockets, and then tighten the bolts down. Make sure those are always seated, because the valve tip, it doesn't matter. It can't fall off of there if it's in straight. So that is probably just somebody not paying attention, and it was the very back cylinder. So it's not easy to see with that lifting lug there. So I bet you that's all it was. They just assembled that wrong. And I'm not surprised with, the way a lot of the work is done. Some is nice. They did a beautiful job building this deck. But honestly, I don't know if the person that put this truck together built that deck, though. But a lot of the stuff is pretty hacky. The cab mounts are pretty bad. And these front, the rad support. Like, it's solid mounted. And then there's just like a bunch of random pieces of stuff everywhere. Like, I get it. That's nicely how they mounted the rad and the intercooler on those rubber pedestals. At least those are rubber mounted, but the rad support's supposed to be rubber mounted like the rest of the body. So, and the cab mounts they didn't use the friggin'. That's the Dodge cab mount. That's the Chev cab mount. But they decided, let's use this floor brace. That's all that is. Oh, and that's not even tight. So yeah, I'm probably gonna redo that. Well, I'm definitely gonna redo that, because that's not good. That floor brace doesn't have the support that it needs. So, but first thing, I need to get it running again. So let's figure out this pump timing. Okay, I'm not gonna be surprised if it did slip, because this nut was not very tight on the injection pump, and there's no lock washer. So, and then for the gear, you need one of these guys. And this is also a steering wheel puller. I see Dalton complaining he can't pull steering wheels with his, because he's using this style puller, this harmonic balancer puller. But yeah, there's quite a difference here with how tight you can get the bolts. These, you can get them way tighter. So these work real good for steering wheels too. Don't even try one of these. Some wheels I'm sure they work on, but these work on basically every one. And work on injection pumps. So there's 2 threaded holes in the gear. Hopefully this isn't stripped. I had a hard time getting the pump out of the 62, I think it was. One of the P pumps I changed, it was a real really tough. So hopefully this still works, so I don't have to buy a new one. But I'll put this on, I need 2 hands. So okay, I got the puller in place. Yeah. That was definitely slipping. Okay, so now I'll get this puller out of the way. And we're gonna have to figure out a way to turn the injection pump over. And they're not easy to turn over. So, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'll mess with this. I wonder what just fell out. Heard something fall to the ground. Was it that? Did I knock that off? Must have been. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out a way to turn this pump. Yeah, find its center location and then, yeah, we'll give it a whirl. Well, I found top dead center on the pump, but with only one on there, it didn't take nothing and it just snapped the other spot off. So the motor's gonna eat a little bit of nylon apparently. But conveniently, I just, wrong side. I'm looking at the right side already. Conveniently, there's a P-pump sitting right here. Oh, that one's half broken too. Lovely. Okay, well, probably gonna break this one too. The motor's gonna eat a little more nylon, but yeah, we'll just put this back in this pump, and I'll order some new ones of those. So, just keep one of them handy. Okay, well, try this again, but not break it off. I'm really close. So, I'll give it another whirl. Try not to break this one. But I'm going to shine a light in there first, and we'll try and get it close as possible before I use this. Okay, I got my... Make sure what I always do is put a bolt in that gear and move it around and spray it with brake clean all around the shaft and the gear. And then I hold it with a screwdriver in that hole instead of using that plastic thing. Then you can feel if you're moving it at all. And then if you have a stubby impact like this little Milwaukee, fits in there. I think that's a 30 millimeter, yeah. You can fit it in there and just ram it on with the impact. And then make sure you pull your thing back out of your cam gear. And I don't know, moment of truth. Oh, look at that. I'm so happy when I'm right. Oh, what a relief. What a relief. And found that bent push rod that had nothing to do with why I quit running. It was making that horrible knocking sound though. But I think some of it was an injector knock because the timing slipped and it was way out of whack. So yeah, we got a running truck now. Let's just fire it up one more time. Oh, average 12 valve. It's cold. Oh, it makes me so happy. When it died on me, I was worried it was something real serious, and I had gotten had, but who knows? Maybe they got disheartened because they heard that knock in the motor and thought it was a bad engine. But I don't know. I didn't hear it when I went and looked at the truck. It sounded fine to me, but yeah, I believe the plate is moved up a bit because it does smoke, so it might have a plate in it. But that's whatever. That'll be coming out. I have AFC Live to go on it. And yeah, I guess I don't need injectors now, so that makes me happy. It was a free fix. Just cost me a push rod. So not a big deal. We'll have the valve covers on. Well, I should slap the valve covers on, warm it up, and then set your tolerances with a warm engine. So, but yeah, that's awesome. Now I can move on to all the other stuff that I have to finish, like gauges and silly stuff like the door locks, and all the lights need to be wired. None of it's wired, so yeah, but that was the main thing. Now I know it's worth working on. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this. It's back running. It's a super cool truck. Like, that's just super cool. I love it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Yeah, later on when I do the AFC Live, I'm gonna order Power Driven Diesel's timing dial thing. They time stuff differently than most. Most you take the number one injector out and have a feeler gauge that goes in there, and you watch the lobe turn, and it's pretty complicated. So Power Driven seems to be the easiest way. But yeah, like, I don't know. Shiniest paint I've ever had. Well, other than the Newport. The Newport's shinier. And it's from 1977. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, there'll be more to come on this truck for sure. I originally bought this because I was going to just finish it and flip it. But I need a work truck, and this will probably be a great work truck. I mean, it's a Squarebody, so it doesn't matter that it's been redone and is nice, because I mean, you can just redo these. I have new sets of fenders and rocker panels and everything, so it's all been redone, so it should last a long time, even if because I'll drive it in winter. I'm going to, so well, people will be butthurt about that, but too bad it's my truck. But well, yeah, I'm just excited. That's so awesome. Like, what a relief. What a relief. I was pretty heartbroken. We were 3 hours from home when it quit. We had only made it a couple blocks from the guy's house and it died on us. So that was heartbreaking. So then that was Saturday. And then we drove all the way back home, and then I grabbed the 68 crew cab and hooked on the trailer and went and picked it up. Thanks, Paul, for lending me your trailer. Go check out Broken Twisted Garage. He has lots of stuff, lots of cool projects. He's got a bunch of square bodies too. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks everybody. And yeah, more to come on this.